start the recording. Right. Okay, so the Interfaith Networking event brings to you by the Interfaith Circle, a World Interfaith Harmony Week event. So I would like to ask you to turn on your video if you haven't, and so that we can be more present to each other and better connect with one another tonight. However, if you do have connection issues and low bandwidth, you can leave your video off so we can better hear you. And also, when you're not speaking tonight, I ask everyone to mute yourself so we can hear each other properly. As for your Zoom names, if your Zoom name is actually not your name that you registered with us, or a name that you want us to call you by tonight, please do change it. And I asked you to, if you can, rename your Zoom name to your name, and as well as you can put your faith tradition or the organization that you represent, if you have any, behind your name. So to rename yourself, you just have to hover the mouse over your name, and there's a 3 dots, and you click on that, and there's an option to rename yourself there. And I just want to do a little bit of a consent to share information. Since it's a networking event tonight, we hope to collect some information like your name, your email address, things like that to share with each other. So I'm actually just going to put this in the chat now. So these are the information that we're hoping to get from you. If you want to share your information with us, please email me this information, or you can type it in the chat right now too, if that's easier for you, or you can email it to me afterwards. I'll put my email in the chat later on tonight as well. If not, just put no in the chat, then we won't share your contact information. Just that I think we already have your email address when you register with us. So if you don't put no, then we will share it with the group tonight. So I also want to share with you some information about Interfaith Circle and how to stay in touch with us. I'm putting all these in the chat as well. Just give me a moment. There we go. And my email is there also. So we have a Facebook group on Facebook, obviously. So if you want to stay connected with us for events updates, and it's also a place for us to share any events you might have with your organizations or interfaith resources. And it's also a place for us to dialogue with one another, talk about different things happening in your communities, interfaith wise, your faith tradition and whatnot. And we also have a WhatsApp group. So if you're interested to join that, just email me your phone number, or send a private chat message to me here with your phone number. And if you haven't registered on Ticket Taylor tonight, you can send me your email address also by private chat or email, so we can add you to our contact list. So this is what's going to happen tonight. So this is a networking for us. It's a chance for us to make connections, to share how being interfaith has changed our lives, our joys and challenges of doing interfaith work, and to form collaborative relationships. It's also an opportunity for us to have a starting point to develop mutually supportive friendships and collaborative relationships. And we plan to organize a follow-up networking event in a few months' time, so to give us a chance to deepen the relationships that we have developed today. So tonight, we have Shukla to lead us in an opening prayer. So Shukla, if you can briefly introduce yourself and do an opening prayer for us, that would be good. I believe it's in the tradition of Hinduism, and we have some chanting, right?
Thank you, Vivian. Can I share the screen now?
Yes, please. We can see your screen.
Do you see the full screen? Okay. Good evening, fellow interfaith attendees. I'm going to chant a piece chanting, and that is called Bhumi Mangalam. A little background about it. The Mangalam peace chant was composed by the famous Ravi Shankar. You must be knowing all him, the sitar master. The song was recorded in 1996 for the album Chants of India, a collection of traditional mantras. Shankar told Rolling Stone, Mangalam came to me while I was walking in the Friar Park, George's place, like George Harrison's place, where we were recording. I was looking at the trees and the sky and feeling very elated all of a sudden, wishing everything should be good for everyone. And it just came to me. This is a mantra of universal goodwill. It signifies that may all elements in the universe may all elements in the universe be in harmony, goodness, peace, and love. And you know, the universe is made up of elements, as we are. We are part of the universe. So the harmony between all the elements is very important to be in peace. And that's what the peace chanting. Okay, so I'm just going to start with the peace chanting. Bhumi Mangalam, Bhumi Mangalam, Udaka Mangalam, Udaka Mangalam, Ogni Mangalam, Ogni Mangalam, Vayu Mangalam, Vayu Mangalam, Gagana Mangalam, Gagana Mangalam, Surya Mangalam, Surya Mangalam, Chandra Mangalam, Chandra Mangalam, Jagat Mangalam, Jagat Mangalam, Jiva Mangalam, Jiva Mangalam, Deha Mangalam, Deha Mangalam, Mana Mangalam, Mana Mangalam, Atma Mangalam, Atma Mangalam, Sarva Mangalam, Sarva Mangalam, Bhavatu Bhavatu Bhavatu, Bhavatu Bhavatu Bhavatu. Now, I'll translate it in English. May there be tranquility on earth. May there be tranquility in water. May there be tranquility in fire. May there be tranquility in the wind. May there be tranquility in the sky. May there be tranquility on the moon. May there be tranquility on our planet. May there be tranquility in all living beings. May there be tranquility in the body. May there be tranquility in the mind. May there be tranquility on the sun. May there be tranquility on our planet. May there be tranquility in the spirit. May that tranquility be everywhere and in everyone. May all elements of the universe be in peace and harmony with each other. Oh, peace, peace, peace. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sukla. It's very peaceful. Hope we now have a good opening. To just to be in peace now. So I noticed that we have over 30 people with us tonight. So we probably don't have time to do introductions one by one. So what we're going to do is, if you can type in the chat your name, your faith tradition or your organization, or if you don't have a faith tradition, that's fine. And where you are joining us today, say for example in Toronto, Ontario, the city, that would be good. So that would be our introduction. So just type your name, your faith tradition, and where you're joining us from tonight.
I haven't worked out how to do that yet.
Oh, okay. Good. You can tell me these three things then. Good to see you here.
This is all new to me. Put it down to the grey hair. Anyway, yeah, my name is Claire Goodrich Dyer. I am an Anglican Christian, retired from the priesthood. That's
Great.
what you wanted?
And you're joining us from?
Toronto, I think.
Me too. Thank you, Claire. It's great seeing you. I believe Mark Rook, is that how it's pronounced? Your name has your hand up? So if you have a mute.
I'll do the same. I'll do the same.
Sure. Thank
I'll
you.
say hello to everyone. I come from Brampton, the Peel region, and from the Zoroastrian faith.
Wow.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Yes, I remember you are our Zoroastrian rep. Welcome. Thank you. Okay, so you can lower your hand. So this is what we're going to do tonight, since we have over 30 people with us. It's going to be a bit hard to talk all together. So we are, let me see if we actually got breakout rooms ready. If not, then we'll just do it all in one room. Okay, looks like we don't have that with us yet. So I guess we just have some technical issues tonight. So we're just going to share in dialogue in one big group of 31 people then, and do our best. So what we're going to do tonight is we have a number of questions that that will guide us in dialogue and to help us to get to know one another a little bit more, and where you're coming from interfaith-wise. So our first question that we are going to dialogue about is, if you want to share a story about you meeting someone who doesn't share the same faith as you for the first time, that's what we call experience sharing. So that would be great. So anyone who wants to speak, you can either raise your hand, your virtual hand, where you can find at the reactions button below, or you can just unmute and speak. So again, the question is to share a story of meeting someone who doesn't share the same faith as you for the first time. So when you share, I will ask you to just briefly say your name and your faith tradition, and then you can start sharing. Yes, Reverend Karen Harrison. So if you can unmute, yeah. I think you still don't have a mic on for some reason. Okay, so maybe she's not able to speak. Anyone else? Maybe you want to take a moment to think which experience you want to share. Anyone?
Somebody there, Vivian.
Yes. Oh,
Susan?
Nira.
Hi. Thank you so much for having us here for the first time. We marked Hindu Heritage Month in November, and so we were in one of the libraries, and a lot of the public just came in and trying to understand, the whole concept of Hinduism and the traits or the beliefs of the religion. And it was very nice for them to, they sat, they observed, and they were listening. We had brochures, so they were reading about it. And yeah, it was nice, the symbolism that we have, and they were trying to like being in Canada, how to absorb it and incorporate that. So they understood certain symbolic things that we do in our religion as well. So we had different tables, and it was very nice. I didn't feel unusual. I didn't feel awkward. It was like I was at home and they just wanted to learn.
Oh,
Yeah.
and it's great sharing your faith with someone who doesn't know Hinduism, right?
Yeah, like we have the Islamic month, we have the Hindu Heritage Month, and we have various Sikh month as well. So I think this is great, and it's a great learning opportunity for everybody, right? Because inclusivity, feeling respected, and I think creating an awareness. People don't know, and then as soon as you explain to them why certain things are done, it just kind of breaks a barrier from any
Right.
misconceptions or misunderstandings. And yeah, it was just, we all had great fun and free food. It was a free event. Yeah.
It's a good chance to build first, time relationships too, right? First meetings.
Yeah. So
So
yeah, like we have a lot of gods. We have, I don't know how many hundreds and thousands of gods, but explaining that to them and the books, and but we're all one, basically.
wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I know Reverend Karen still have your hand up. Are you able to somehow unmute yourself?
Yes, thank you very much, dear friends. And I do apologize. I work in healthcare, and I'm also trying to do soap notes for my patients tomorrow. As a woman Buddhist who has lived in Toronto since the 1950s, and as somebody who has charted and observed the treatment of Buddhists, of course, we know that Buddhists, like Indigenous people in the 1960s, were denied their franchise, the right to vote. And Buddhist women have also been held in the city of Toronto in labor slavery. I had this experience for 30 years working in healthcare. Due to the conditions and some of the laws in Toronto, which take women like myself, who are members of a minority faith group, well educated in university, and who force us into what is basically forced labor and other really awful things. So we've been dialoguing with various members of parliament and city councillors. And this is very unconstitutional in terms of our Canadian Constitution. And so we're moving forward in asking for the City of Toronto to, like the Doukhobors in British Columbia, to apologize to the Buddhists here in Toronto, and especially Buddhist women and girls. We are coming up to International Women's Day, and we know the city of Toronto is a hub of exploitation of young Buddhist women and girls. And we really feel it is urgent for us, for future generations, to step up and say we cannot allow this anymore. We need dignity and respect for Buddhist women, for Buddhists in Toronto, and we want it recognized. In my own case, the 30 years of being in forced labor, doing nursing, healthcare nursing in the city of Toronto, because I studied health science at York University. My skill was used in forced labor in the city through various municipal laws that are still around and still form a type of modern slavery, especially for women and girls in the city. So we're moving forward, and we ask you to join us in this regard. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Karen. Sorry, Reverend Karen, for sharing this, very important and difficult situation with us. I believe Catherine has your hand up next.
Thank you. I hope you can hear me. I've been having computer issues.
Oh, we can
This
hear
is
you well.
Zephyr.
Oh, hello.
Decided that he needs love. He'll probably leave in a few minutes. There he goes. Okay. So this story goes back to about a month after 9/11, and I was still living in San Francisco, and San Francisco was well, just like most places in the US, there was all the turmoil that we were going through with 9/11, and in particular, the passengers of the flight that ended up crashing in Pennsylvania had a number of people on it from San Francisco, and including some stories about the two men that tried to stop it anyway. So they had the interfaith organizations in San Francisco set up a memorial service, and they asked those of us who were part of the interfaith organizations in San Francisco if we would show up, but not only show up, but they wanted us to process in our ritual robes, which is something that I rarely wear my ritual robes outside of my community.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's
I've
quite
never seen
interesting.
those. I've never seen you wear that either.
I wore it at the Parliament actually one day, but anyway, rarely
I
do
guess I
this.
can see you there.
And so I know we're so busy. But I there, and they put us in these two lines, and I ended up by myself instead of with my partner who was with me. He was farther up in the line or somehow. So I'm standing there, and in front of me were two Franciscan brothers, and next to me was about 5 gentlemen who were Sikh. And so first off, I started having a conversation with the 2 brothers in front of me, and we started comparing items on our robes that were similar. And what do they mean? So we were sharing the differences in our robes and what different pieces of our robes, what they meant. My jewelry had significance, their rosaries. We both had cords. So it was very interesting to kind of break down what we were wearing and the significance, and how there were a lot of similarities in what we were doing. So that was very cool. But then, the Sikhs were next to me, and we started to introduce ourselves, and I reached out my hand, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, they can't shake my hand. So I started to pull it back. And the eldest man that was in the group shook his head and reached his hand out to me. And we shook hands, and then all the others, and shook my hand, which was really nice. But it was like, I knew I shouldn't have done that, but we worked it out. And they were on the phone with a local radio station talking about what it's like to be in the United States wearing a turban and being killed for the fact that they're wearing a turban, or being harassed and all of this. And if they saw that, I got emotional about it, and they're like, can you speak to this? I'm like, of course. I mean, this is, you know, you did not fly a plane. You know, you had nothing to do with this act. This is people not taking a moment to find out who you are, what you represent, what your religion is, why you're here. And so it was very, so we weren't even in the church yet. We were standing outside and we having these very rich, wonderful, meaningful, and heartbreaking to some degree stories about what was going on in our lives at that moment. And to be asked to speak on this radio show that they were part of was an honor for me, because it was, you know, whatever little words I could say, but it was nice. It was really nice to talk to them and to be able to share that we were all in this together, and together we could make a big difference. It's when we worry about our differences that we run into trouble. So that was my experience. So thank you. Thanks for letting me remember that experience. It was wonderful.
Thank you,
Thank
Catherine.
you, Catherine. This is wonderful. Yeah, I always love that when I met people from different faiths, and there's so much we can learn from them. Well, so much I can learn from them. And being, I guess, a liturgy geek, I love looking at the different, you know, not just different objects, but also the ropes that you're talking about, like, you know, different liturgical dress and what it means and all that. It's always so interesting, and it's always sparks very interesting conversations, and it really helps. I find that it really helps me to build friendships, you know, to develop, you know, a relationship that goes on for a long time, and that, you know, grows from there. Thank you very much for sharing this. It's very interesting, Catherine. Earl, you had something to say?
Oh, I was just thinking that, you know, I think back on just some of the many different interfaith sort of meetings we have, and every now and then someone would be like a very new person, or a group that we've never heard of before, and you go, oh yeah, what are you about? You know, we'd be very interested in hearing them tell about themselves, and you know, and sometimes I get asked about my own religion and Scientology and what do you believe in, and so on and so forth. You have a nice exchange sometimes if you're willing to just let it happen. I think it's a great experience. Anyways, I'll leave a story for another for one of the next questions. Okay.
Great. Thank you. So I think it's time for us to move on to the next questions. And Bala, our tech person, has helped us to set up breakout rooms, so we can actually share more freely and to really get to know each person more. So our next question before we move into the rooms is this is the question that you're going to dialogue in this room. So we have about 15 minutes for you to talk about this question. So this question is, why do you do interfaith work, and how does it change your life? I'm just going to post this in the chat, so you know what to discuss. Okay, so Bala, and we're going to have about 5 people per room, and just remember the question is, why do you do interfaith work, and how does it change your life? Okay, Bala, so if you can put us into rooms, that'd be good. So after 15 minutes, we're going to come back into the main room, so don't leave, because and then we'll have our next question, and we'll continue the dialogue. Okay, Bala. Okay, let's see.
Yes, the breakout rooms are now opening, and you will all be moved to them soon.
Oh, okay.
Please accept the breakout room request if you are getting one.
Yeah, it's gonna take a minute or so. So
Yeah,
we'll-
we don't see the option yet, Bala.
yeah, he has to put us in manually. So it's gonna take a little while.
I was just saying that.
Good to see you here, Mickey. Where did Bella go? I guess he's slowly moving us into rooms. I'm just checking. It's good to see Theodora here, Mickey here. Claire. Wonderful. Let's see.
I think we're still on one room, 26 participants.
I know.
Bala, you're not moving us out of one room and into other rooms yet.
I actually don't see Bala here.
No.
I know what's going on. So
He's
I have-
maybe in the other room.
Oh no, he made his
he's back, he's back.
host. He's doing it now. Okay, we just have to be patient.
Oh, okay.
Sorry
Bala.
about that.
Okay,
I tried opening the rooms and nobody joined. So
oh, no
we
one
are all
joined?
back here.
We didn't
Oh.
get the invitation. You have
Okay, let's do this again.
Well, you know what? If it's too difficult, we'll just stay in one big room, like in the main room.
We could try it one
Okay.
time, maybe. I got the invite.
Yeah, maybe.
You
Yeah, just let me try once again. Yeah.
Okay. Nira, we can hear you typing.
Oh, sorry. I was just messaging you.
No worries. Oh, you're messaging me? Oh, I can't even see the message here for some reason. Oh, there we go. Okay, looks like some people are gone.
Okay. Now you will all be moved automatically into the breakout rooms. Here we go in a few. I've started it. You'll be moved in a few moments.
Sure. Thank you, Bala. Remember to bring us back here in well, I guess we only have 10 minutes left now. We're still here.
Yeah, some of us, only a few of us have been moved. I don't know the others. You have old version of Zoom?
I think, Vivian, let's just carry on in this group. I think this is fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. So Bala, are you able to bring those people who move into the rooms back?
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Some
Let's
I
just
can
do it in
see
one big
that some
room.
have already gone. Nahid, Missy Gay, Micah, Nandini
Nandini,
Melody,
Nahid, and
they've all
Micah.
gone into the room.
Okay, so the few of us who are here will just talk in one room. Okay.
I mean, that's just 3 people. So I'm going to close the rooms and bring them all back here.
That's okay. The people who are in the room, leave them there.
We have 20 people here.
Yeah, we'll talk here and then when time's up, we'll bring those people back. Okay, so remember our question, why do we do interfaith work and how does it change your life?
Okay, I can go first.
Yes, Mickey.
I love doing interface work. My name is Mickey Fraterman. I'm a member of a small congregation, a synagogue in Toronto, down by Spadina and Harvard. We have over 700 members, and our
Toronto downtown.
well, it's midtown, downtown. This in our, it's not
Yeah.
quite downtown, but for some people it is. So there's a big discussion about it in Toronto. So we are egalitarian. That means that, as opposed to other streams of Judaism, that the man only can fulfill religious functions. We always say jokingly, the men do like the women do. And yet we are traditional. Our services are all in Hebrew. You're most welcome to come and experience our warm and welcoming congregation on May the 26th, when we open our doors to all of Toronto, 10 o'clock. And you can see how Torah looks and what language it's written in, because we've had questions. What language is it written in? I was wondering. Of course, you all know that on the screen, being interested in religion. And we have recently made the building completely accessible, because it's an old building, which was not built as a synagogue, was built as a Mennonite, no, it's a Forester's Hall, and then we bought our ancestors bought it from the in 1943, in the middle of the Second World War, from the Foresters. So it was not built as
so you may want to go into answering the question, because we don't have much time left.
And that's my story for now. Any questions? No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Let's move on.
the question is, why do you do interfaith work, and how does it change your life?
Oh, well, I do interfaith work because, as some people said earlier already, it enriches your life, and I think it fosters better understanding in the world. The more you know about each other, the more you understand about your different religions and why you feel and are part of that religion. Some of us were born in the religion, and others were not. And also, as far as Vivian knows, some of our smaller groups, we are from all different countries. I'm from the Netherlands, for instance, from Holland. So that is also very attractive, to meet people from all over the world who practice their religion in a different way.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Mickey. So anyone, Sukla?
Yes. Yes, my name is Shukla Datta, and I'm a Hindu by religion. Diversity brings unity. That's what I believe. And in fact, if you can see the whole screen, how many people, 26 people are accommodated in the same screen. So this is an example of how all the faces are different. Your voice is different. Your background is different, but we are sharing one screen. I think this is an analogy how one supreme being is there to guide us, but we have diversity, just like different flowers in the same flowers in the same garden. So diversity gives beauty. From my childhood, my parents were very much broad-minded, and we had that interfaith group, not per se like what we have today here organized, but we used to have like bi-weekly meeting. Our friends used to come, we used to take turn in each family, and we used to discuss, what is their religion, what do they practice, why they practice that. And it was such a beautiful thing. And that's how, from childhood, I have that kind of sanskara, meaning I have that attitude that it's said in Veda, ekang sadbripa bahudha vadanti. One supreme being is manifested in so many different varieties. And that's what my attitude. And that's why I believe in interfaith. I believe that it empowers and enlightens us to go to see, to understand others, so that I can enrich myself in my way to spirituality. Thank you.
Beautiful, thank you. Nandini?
Oh, Hello, everyone. I see Clara raised her hand, so maybe we can hear from Claire first, and then I'll chat after Claire.
Sure.
Sorry, I have no idea how to put up a hand, except this hand. I think that
The reactions button at the bottom, you can click on it and there's a raise hand button and or look and
whatever I do, I seem to get rid of you. So what I think what drew me to Interfaith was, first of all, my interest in Islam, because my sister married a Muslim and my brother married a Muslim. And I actually, my sister's cousin was here at the time and explained it all to me. And I found it absolutely fascinating. So I moved on from there to sort of learn about others. I'm a member of Mosaic. I don't know whether you've heard about Mosaic. I'm a member of Mosaic, and I just get so fascinated about. I did have a dream once that there were these streams of people going to heaven, and all the different people from different anyway, they were all moving the same way in their own. You know, the Muslims were here, the Hindus were here, and so on, and I found that really inspiring.
and how does it change your life?
How does it change my life? Well, it changed my life. It's a process. It's never changed it suddenly. It's been a process. I think probably changed my life was talking to my brother-in-law's sister.
Great. Thank you. Earl?
Okay, I'm unmuted. Yeah, I wanted to say something about that because, you know, I've been in what we call interfaith relations, let's say, for at least since 1978. So it's been quite a while. And, you know,
That's why you are our interfaith girl.
well, you know, you get a little humbled in the sense that as we discuss things with each other and we're from different faith groups and we get to know each other sometimes personally, and you become some are really good friends, more so than, let's say, you have it with some of the people in your own faith group. But it so enriches your own life, and you find that yes, there are differences, but really they're so small compared to what we have in common. And you know, you look at the some of the basic values of each of the religions, and we're very close to that, almost one for one. And so it's a lot of fun, actually, you know, and it's fun when you get people and we go, yeah, you know, I see that point of view, or I'm like that too, or, you know, you get some agreement going, and in some cases you make some really good lifelong friends, and there's quite a few, I think, at this point in my life. I could say that, and I see some of you here as well. I won't make any names, but there's a few of you. So it's so nice to be with all of you. And you know, my founder just says, you know, man survives in affinity with man. He just meant mankind as a whole survives. And when we talk about survive, what are we talking about? We're talking about getting along, doing well, you know, being in harmony, and so on. And so when we see the rest of the world not doing so well, we want to do something about it, as you can imagine. Anyways, that's enough for me.
I agree with you so much, Earl. Like being in interfaith, I don't know how long I've been in interfaith now, maybe since I was in school. I don't know, at least since 2010, or maybe before that, actually. That was when I started working in interfaith. But
yes,
before
you remember the Archdiocese.
before that, I was, you know, in school and still volunteering in interfaith, so I didn't count those. Yeah, but it's amazing the friendships that I made. It's lifelong friendships, and And I find it always very interesting to learn about traditions from other than my own. And it's interesting to find the similarities, but also very interesting. I find the differences.
Yeah.
And also I find that when we work with like, not that our own horizons widens, but also I find that the more I do interfaith dialogue, the deeper my own faith becomes. So it actually helps me to grow my own faith as well. So that's wonderful. Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Earl.
You're welcome.
Then
Thank you. Yeah, for sharing that as well, Vivian. That's good. Yeah.
Mhm.
We don't become we don't go to another faith. We become more enriched in our own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we
Anyways,
become more respectful of people who are
yeah.
different from us,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, Nandini, sorry.
Hi. So what got me interested in interfaith? I think that's the question, right?
Yeah, why do you do interfaith work and how does it change your life?
Yeah, so I mean, since I was young, I never grew up with a particular faith. I mean, my grandma was Catholic, but the great thing about that was I was able to explore many faiths. And I met my guru when I was 19, and she says, the root of all, the essence of all religion is love. And I really felt like I experienced that firsthand. I just could never understand why people would want to fight over having a different belief, because as Shukla she was saying, just that it's different, and difference makes the world go round. Difference is beautiful, and it's it yeah, each difference we learn from each other, and we grow. So for me, it's just been really like focusing on the love, focusing on that unity and diversity, I think she was saying. But yeah, just focusing on that thread that holds everyone together, and at the same time learning so much, as I think you were mentioning as well, Vivian. So I love that. And I would say how it's changed my life is probably just, again, yeah, helped me to become more humble. Not that I'm very humble. I mean, I think like everyone, we kind of get our blinders on and we think we know things, but I definitely think that it helps me to focus on what's important in life, and focus on something greater. I think we all come together because of something greater, which includes all of us, and it allows us to serve beyond ourselves. But yeah, also it's changed my life to help me to listen more maybe, and learn more as well.
Wonderful. Yeah, it's beautiful to hear. Thank you, Nandini. I believe Reverend Karen, you have your hand up.
Yes, I've been involved since the 70s in interfaith work, and it probably comes from watching my own family. I'm part Indigenous, and I watched my Indigenous family feel not able to show their faith. And even my father and my grandfather, the Native North American faith was suppressed. And if you showed your spirituality as an Indigenous person, you were arrested and you were jailed and you were told to be a member of another religion. So I came to have an interest in interfaith work, probably because I wanted my family to be able to speak about their North American spirituality, and that drew me to Buddhism. And then people started to ask, "Oh, what's a Buddhist?" Right? And I had my experiences of people trying to convert me to other religions against my will, having lived through being tortured around that, and observing that so many of our conflicts and wars in the world, like currently what's happening in the Middle East now, are often caused by people looking at faith before humanity. And my family gave me a very strong, rooted grounding in your humanity is your spirituality. And so I really felt that if I could meet people of many different faiths, I would be able to connect the humanity of all people, of all faiths, and no faiths. I also felt it very strongly that you shouldn't need to have a faith. It would be enough just to be a human being and have good values and try and, love other people, because that is the message of all the faith communities, is love and peace and caring for others. So that is why I got involved in Interfaith, and I still do that work. And I'm hoping someday that we can end all war and join humanity.
That's great. Thank you, Reverend Karen, for sharing this with us. Very important. Yeah, we always believe, we might be different, but we are all sharing the same humanity. That's something very important to remember at all times. So I think it's time for us to move on to the next question. So Bala, are you able to bring those people back from the breakout rooms into this?
Yeah,
main
they are
room?
all here. Nobody went
They're
to
all here?
breakout rooms.
Oh, no one went? Okay, so I guess everyone's here. We lost a few people, I guess. Okay. So our next question is actually, so no one actually went to breakout rooms at all, or I thought you said a few people went before.
Yes, they are all here. They are all back. Micah, Nandini,
Oh, okay.
they're all
So
back.
those who went to breakout rooms, do you want to, is there anything you want to share a little bit on what you talk about in the breakout rooms? Anything interesting? Anything that strikes you?
Vivian, this is Micah. I went to breakout room, but there's only one people, only me, so I just came back.
Oh, you came
So
back.
there's
Okay.
another.
Yeah, so yeah, we tried here.
Yes. I think it was the same with me. It was just
Oh,
me,
really?
just
You're
for
the
a few
same
minutes. Yeah.
one room, one person.
For me too.
So I could talk by myself.
Oh, thank you, Mira, for joining us. Make sure to join us next time too, so we can really get to know you. Next time we're supposed to have a deeper relationship building for our next round of networking event. Okay, so then our next question, we might answer some of that already, but if you want to expand a little bit, you can too. Is how does doing interfaith work broaden your perspectives? So how did your perspective change after doing interfaith work? Anyone want to share?
Yeah, can I just I didn't say
Yeah, you want to
anything.
say your faith tradition as well, and
Yes, I am from Baha'i faith, and so I participated a few times this program, and I really enjoyed it very much. Baha'i faith, I don't know, maybe some of you know or don't know. I talked before here. So originally it comes from Iran, and taught about all the religions. We believe all the religion, and we say that the religions is progressive. So for each time, as everything progress, so religious progress too. So Baha'i faith believe in one God and also believe in equality of men and women. And we believe that girls and boys are the same, unity in diversity, and many other things. I don't think that we have time like to talk about that. If you want maybe one session, I can, it's just a short form. So I'm glad that I'm here tonight after a long time. And so I really started coming here because I enjoy talking and hearing different ideas that people think about, world and everything. And if we really think about the whole world, like religion, they all teach us that to be nice, to be kind, to be truthful, to love each other, to care for each other. And what we are really witnessing now around the world, like, this not good, like, what we are seeing. And I don't think that anybody is happy to have war and all those things. So religious should be the cause of unity and peace. So that's what we should really think about it. And I'm so glad that I participated and I learned a lot. I learned about different religions, different faiths, and what people think. And the good thing is we share with each other and we get to know each other. I'm from Richmond Hill, Baha'i, one of the Baha'is in Richmond Hill. So we have about maybe around 800, maybe more, 900 people in Richmond Hill, and also in around the world. Like there are, we have a lot of people in Baha'i faith. So I just wanted to say I'm happy that I joined, and so I would love to get to see what other people think, and this is important. It broadens our information, our ideas, and everything. And maybe we can talk about peace that one day will happen around the world. Yeah.
Yeah. And we
Thank you
can
so
learn
much.
from each other and share our gifts with one
Yes,
another.
that's right.
Thank
That's
you.
important. Yes.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Leslie.
much. Okay.
Diana,
Yes, as you saw, my name is Diana Ali
and your
D'Souza.
faith
So,
tradition.
oh, yeah, and my faith was actually a Roman Catholic at birth, but along the way, I've embraced all religions, and I would say I'm more of a multi-faith person. My children have married into interfaith, and my grandchildren are probably from 4 different religions. So
right.
one of the, yeah, and I grew up in Jewish Mumbai, so I celebrated Sabbath with our Jewish neighbors every Friday.
Oh.
The area that I lived in, Bombay, was Mumbai now, was all interfaith, from people from the Baha'i faith, Iranians, Muslims, Hindus, Parsis, name it. And I think my journey since a young girl, 16, I left Mumbai all the way to London, England, to Guyana, married a Muslim, and managed the University of Toronto Medical School for 38 years during a hard time, 9/11, where some of our students were almost told to go back home to their countries in the Middle East and all. And I said, nonsense. I'm not changing my name. My name was Diana Ali. I'm not changing my name to Diana D'Souza. And you're not taking your hijab off. Instead, why don't we start to learn to show each other that we are all one. We're all one people. We have one God, and we can work together in harmony. And we, in the medical school, we began Ramadan, and everyone celebrated the Ramadan, or we did the Sabbath night, and we all celebrated in the Sabbath night. Now I'm part of the Toronto Area Interfaith Council, and my work is actually focusing on poverty in our city, and I'm just very blessed in so many ways to be in this wonderful world called Toronto that is so diverse and so warm and so embracing.
Great, thank you. Yeah, this is all very important word that we have to remember. Sometimes when we're in interfaith, sometimes like some people think about, oh, we only talk, well, I guess some people don't know interfaith, think about, we only talk about faith. We're not doing anything. That's so not true. In interfaith, we're actually doing a lot of things, a lot of important work for the society that we're living in. And we're trying, bringing people together, working together, with the government and whatnot to help to make our world a better place and to help people who are suffering, right, in any way we can. Thank you very much for bringing this important point up, Diana. Okay, anyone else?
Dr. Vivian,
Yes.
it's Theodora.
Oh, hi, Theodora.
How are you?
You made it. Good, thank
Glad
you.
to see you again. I am just listening
too.
because
It's
I've
been
never
too long.
attended like this before.
Ah.
I like to listen. And I listened to everyone and I said, oh, it's my first time. So I said,
Yeah.
better listen. And I was enjoying listening, really. It was a
Thank you.
real
Thank you.
sharing. And I love that.
Yeah,
And
you
I
want to
said,
introduce yourself a little bit, your name and your tradition?
oh, yeah. My name is Theodora La Madrid. I'm 77 years old. I've been in Canada for 50 years.
You look so young.
Oh, no. And the only thing is, I'm hearing a lot, right? And I said, maybe I can share something to the group. And it's a really a privilege to hear from everybody. Because I thought it's better to talk now. I was listening. I love to listen first. And the only thing I would like to share is I was born in the Philippines. And when I was 18 years old, I was able to work in the Pakistan Embassy in Manila. And I served 4 ambassadors. And mind you, being a Roman Catholic, and then I work in an embassy with Pakistan Embassy, that they're Muslims, right? I learned a lot. And I thought it's good to be open to all kinds of religion because it's good. How can you love somebody when you do not know them? So I learned, and our accountant was an imam, Mr. Khalil. So being 18 years old, when we have a break time, we share. We share the faith of Muslim, Islamism, not Muslim, Islamism, and Catholic. So we shared and we shared. Then I went to Canada, here in Canada. And that was in 1974. And I met different kinds of, may I use the word, not religion, but the one worship, all kinds. And I said, oh, I met a lot of, then I learned, I was invited to go and attend an Anglican church down in Ottawa, the big cathedral over there. And I look at the way they do the worship. It's almost the same as Catholic. And I said, I learned a lot of that. Then I was invited to go to a Baptist church in Welland. And I said, oh, I think it's good that I'm hearing everybody be open. Because when I have now a cab, I don't drive. So I call for a cab and I sit down and I said, how are you? I said, what's your name? Ali. And then I said, Assalamu alaikum. He looked at me. I said, I meant it. Assalamu alaikum. And then they say, wa alaikum salam. Because I thought it is good to talk about it, say from the heart. And there was the one listening to you and said, why do you know that? I said, yeah, I worked in the embassy back home, in the Pakistan Embassy. So we talk and we talk. The reason why I'm sharing this is the lady from the synagogue,
Micah. I'm sorry.
I forgot the
Mickey,
name.
Mickey.
I forgot her name. I was listening to her, right?
Mickey.
Because we are going to have a Seder meal. And to be honest, we are Catholics, but we are doing Seder meal on March 4th. We are doing it. And I said, this is my second time to do it. It explained to us what is a Seder meal. And because it is good that we must know what it is. That's our tradition, as you call in Torah. From the Old Testament, we learn now what exactly is the Passover, the meal. Anyways, sharing is good because I think I am already a little bit of Buddhism, you know, a little bit of what I have. And I would say, thank you ever so much, Vivian, for inviting me. And I emailed to my secular Franciscans, and I hope they're attending. And next time, I'm really looking forward to meet all the group, everybody. Thank you ever so much, Vivian. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Theodora, for
And to
joining
everyone,
us.
I learned a lot.
It's great to have you here with us. And our group, you know, we have a really big group, and the people who join always changes, by the way. But, you know, keep joining us, and you'll get to know all of them, hopefully.
Do you accept member coming from Switzerland? Yeah. Are
Yeah,
you accepting?
we're on Zoom, so we're international.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna
so
invite my
we have,
sister. Yeah.
yeah, we have people from Canada, from the States, from Japan, just have people from like Pakistan, different places. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, invite them. Uh, so Earl shared something interesting. The essence of about, you know, what we talk about, we all share in one humanity, and how we're trying to help each other, you know, no matter what faith or no faith traditions that we have. Earl says the essence of all spiritual life is to assist those too weak to help themselves. That's good. Scientology helps people to help one another. This is the message of all prophets of all ages. Help one another is a formula for life that cannot fail. It is the message of Scientology. So this is actually written, I guess, by your founder, Ron Hubbard.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's great.
great. Thank you.
Well,
Everyone, can I speak?
Yes, Claire.
I still can't do that hand. What was your original question was how did we become interested in interfaith? Was that right?
We
Ask that question.
passed that question, so we're now talking about how does interfaith work broaden your perspectives?
Okay. This is a book by Matthew Fox. I used to get really interested in some of the things he wrote. And the book's called One River, Many Wells. I don't know whether anybody knows that, but it's really interested in that, putting that together of interfaith.
Nice.
Oh, interesting. Thanks for sharing.
That's a,
So book One River, Many Wells.
Yes, by Matthew Fox.
By who? Sorry?
Matthew Fox.
Oh, Matthew Fox. Okay, I'm typing it in the chat so everyone can see it.
Thank you. I'll get that sometime.
One thing at a time, right?
Just glad I actually get on Zoom. It's always a miracle.
Thank you. Yeah. And Claire, do you want to actually share some about why do you do interfaith work? Because you asked before.
Well, it started with Muslim because I have two siblings.
Oh yeah, I think you talked about that already, and how it changed your life.
The other was reading Matthew Fox's book.
Ah, okay.
And I think one of the things that affected me was about Mosaic. That I was outside the Roman Catholic Church.
Okay, Claire. I don't think everyone here on the call here knows what Mosaic is. You may want to say a
Oh
little
yes, Mosaic is an interfaith in the area that I live in. Do you know about it, Vivian?
Yeah, I do. It's an interfaith organization that does a lot of interfaith work and
yes, and it works
organize a lot of interfaith events. Very interesting.
out of a synagogue in North York. I don't know whether it's actually still in North York,
I think it's North York. Yeah.
Yes. Now I forgot what the question was. Oh yes. Don't do that to somebody like me. It's gone.
Sorry, the same.
I do remember now. The thing that got me really interested in Mosaic, which is my first time I got involved in interfaith, was outside a Roman Catholic church on Shepherd, and I can never remember which one it is. It's close to Young Street and Bayview. Anyway, they've rebuilt now, but they used to have a front that was right on the street. And somebody who was organizing, who started Mosaic, had the I think it was the Buddhists came out onto the steps, and they let doves fly. I have no idea what it was about. I've forgotten, but it really fascinated me, that approach to other species, the way that they believed in other species. Does that help?
Yeah.
That's about the limit of my memory.
That's good. Thank you, Claire.
You're welcome.
That's very sweet.
Okay, so let's see. I'm just looking at the time, so it's 8:46. I'm thinking we may not have enough time to do it one more question, but I think we can end. But we plan to have in a few months' time, hopefully, we plan to have a follow-up interfaith networking event. So tonight we start building some relationships and talk about dialogue briefly, and for the next time we're hoping to somehow deepen. We'll find a way to deepen our relationships and maybe share maybe we can even dialogue in a more specific way. So Diana, have your hand up?
I just want to say something. It is this wonderful discussion we had today is part of Harmony Week. So
Yes,
I want to wish everyone.
Harmony Week event.
I want to wish everyone peace and harmony and lots of love.
Oh,
and let us just continue to touch another soul who may need it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Diana.
Thank you, Diana. And just remember, this is only the beginning. And it's we're going to have another event following up in a few months to continue building our relationships. And in the meantime, remember, we can do interfaith everywhere we go, with anyone we meet who have a different faith from us, right? And so for example, my first interfaith experience was probably that I can remember. It was like working in the bank, for example. Like I worked with someone from different faith traditions, Anglicans, Muslims, different traditions, and oftentimes, sometimes, you're just talking with each other and on breaks or whatnot, and we start talking about what we believe. Why are we doing this? And with the Muslim, like why are you fasting? Oh, it's Ramadan. What is Ramadan? Right? And that's already starting an interfaith dialogue. And just remember, anywhere you go, anyone you speak with, there's always an opportunity to build relationships and to learn the different the similarities and differences we have from our different traditions. And cultural sometimes it's culture as well. So don't forget to do that in your everyday life. Claire?
Something to Dana. Diana, very nice. When you talked about love, my father's last words before he died was, "Love is all important." And it's on his gravestone.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. Thank you. Okay, so we I guess we are collecting contact information of everyone tonight. So if you can send email, or I'm going to put a whole bunch of things here in the chat. It won't let me, probably over the word limit. So if you can email me, I'll put my email address here again. This information of yourself, then we can share it with look at the chat. So you can email us your name, your faith tradition, or your organization, or both if you have them, your email address, and at the next phone number, your address will be optional. If you want to include, that's fine too. So if you can email this information to me about yourself, I'm going to create a list, a contact some contact list, so we can share with each other, and we can start building relationships. And if we want to connect with one another before we meet again next time, we have a way to do that. And so always remember, we can also collaborate, to do different things together. If we have different organizations that we're working with, or different groups, it's always interesting to work together to do something good together for the world that we live in today. And I'm also pasting something else here in the chat. So this is how to stay connected with us. So remember, we have a Facebook group. So remember to just go into our Facebook group and join the group, so we can continue to dialogue with one another there, by comment, we can chat there too, and commenting, and starting posts there, and start talking and continue our dialogues tonight. We also have a Facebook page, so we can share our upcoming events with you in both places actually. And if your organization or your community have an event that about interfaith that you want to share with us, feel free to post it there as well. And we also have a YouTube channel. So oftentimes what happens is we record our events, like for example tonight's events, and after that we're going to put into our YouTube channel. And that's actually we don't make those recordings public. So usually it's a it's basically a whoever has the link can view. I forgot what the term for that was. And so we're going to try to upload that into that channel. For our, if you want to look at our past events recordings, you can let me know. You can email me and I can send you the link as well. Or some of them may be already in the channel that you might be able to access. Hey, oh, Barbara, you're having computer problems. Oh, sorry to hear that. But it's good to see you here, being here online with us. And you're participating here by writing in the chat. Thank you for doing that. And hopefully join us next time, and hopefully you'll be able to talk next time. Otherwise, you can still type in the chat and to participate that way. Thank you.
Well, Vivian,
Okay.
by the way,
Yes.
for Barbara, she's on the Hiroshima Nagasaki Day committee. And so she
Oh,
was many, many, many years. I'm on with her as well, but really trying to get our government to sign a treaty to not use nuclear weapons. Anyways, she's still very well. She's a key player in our group. For
Oh,
that.
great. Yeah, that's a
Very
very
good,
important.
Earl. Yes, because I remember with Father Lombardi back in the early 80s, we brought the flame. I worked with Father Lombardi to bring the flame from Hiroshima.
That's
And
right.
at that time, we were gathering to do that. And I did a 61-day fast to try and get rid of nuclear weapons on the planet. And we haven't done that yet. So we have a lot of work to do that we could do. Thank you, Earl.
So Earl, do you want to say, for those of us who don't, well, so those people who don't know what that flame is all about and the Peace Garden, you want to say a few words about that?
Well, that is the flame is it was carried from Hiroshima, or Hiroshima, sometimes we say, but Hiroshima, and it was Father Lombardi carried it in a kind of a container, but an actual flame from there all the way to I don't know how he managed that, but on a plane to Toronto. And so it sits in the Peace Garden in Nathan Phillips Square. You have that.
That's City Hall of
At
Toronto.
City Hall, yeah. And then the water from Hiroshima as well. There was some
Oh, really?
flashed water. I can't remember from how that worked. And
I know the flame is.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. So anyways, yes, so still a lot of work to do, and I know that they're certainly looking for people if they're interested in joining that particular group. Yeah,
I'm interested.
very open. Well,
Send
what
me
can how can I do
information.
that? Let me see. Good.
You can
We
connect with.
we need younger people.
Yeah, they do organize an very interesting event and very meaningful event every year
Yeah.
to not only to remember that the how do you say that word again, Hiroshima event
Yeah, here, yeah,
the
it's
bombings, yeah,
and
but
Nagasaki.
also say no to nuclear weapons
Right.
all over the world. Yeah.
Okay.
Or the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons.
There she is.
All right, you made it.
I mean,
Computer.
I was just talking about you. I hope your ears are burning. No,
I
just
heard.
kidding.
It's good to see you. Meet you all night.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so oh yes, and by the way, if your organization has any interfaith events that's coming up, feel free to email it to me, and if appropriate, we're going to share it with our contact list from the Interfaith Circle.
Great.
Great. So I noticed someone just came in, MASI phone. Who are you?
This is Mubashir from the Muslim Jamaat.
Oh, okay. Thank you for joining us. We're actually at the end of the event, so we had an interesting networking event. So we did we're recording tonight's tonight's networking event. So we're going to put it on our YouTube channel and we'll share it with you later with everyone later on.
Thank
you
you.
registered on the ticket Taylor, right? So I will have your
Yes.
email. Okay, good. Okay, great. So
Thank you.
everyone, thank you very much for joining us tonight. And we hope to have a next event maybe in a month or 2 months time. And I'm not sure what it's going to be, but personally, I was thinking it might be interesting to do a Catholic Buddhist dialogue. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know if you're really against it and if you have thoughts about it. And if you have an idea of what you want to do next, also let me know. You can just let me know now, or you want to email me later. That's fine too.
Vivian, I think everybody's for a Catholic Buddhist dialogue. Nobody can be against it
Hey.
at all.
Thank you, Reverend Karen.
It's already happening.
I know, right?
Yes.
Let's aim for that. Okay. So yeah, so thank you again, everyone. And I don't want to keep you longer than what you're expecting to end. And I think it's a great dialogue. It's a great starting point to build friendships, and we'll think about our next time how we can maybe deepen our relationships and have another networking event. Who knows? We may have some new friends then too, so we might meet even other new people.